Chapter 13. Italy grasps, then the Balkans do too. The territory of Tripolitania, now part of Libya, was Italy's first target. Under the indolent sway of the Ottoman government, Tripolitania, along with adjoining Cyrenaica, was ruled minimally and defended inadequately. For years, Italian diplomats had been clearing the way for a future takeover. In 1900, France had waived any objections it might have had in return for Italy's similar waiver in regard to France's hope for annexation of Morocco. Later the Italians made similar arrangements with the Austrians in regard to Bosnia-Herzegovina, and with the Russians in respect to the Straits of the Dardanelles. To keep Italy as an ally, Germany agreed to the Tripoli venture. Britain concurred in hopes of detaching Italy from that alliance. So once Austria had moved on Bosnia, and France on Morocco, the Italian press and public urged their leaders to go ahead before it became too late. In a leisurely fashion more Mediterranean than modern, the Italian government then gave the other powers notice of its intention to go to war, some 2 months in advance. As a young Italian diplomat later remembered it, I expected that the communication itself would create a stir. Nothing of the kind. Nobody took the slightest notice. People thought that we were bluffing. On September 29, 1911, Italy declared war, accusing Turkey of injuring Italian interests. Italy occupied the Libyan coastline quickly, but then was bogged down in the interior. Fighting continued for about a year. A ceasefire took effect October 15, 1912, followed by a peace that left Italy in possession not only of Libya, but also of Rhodes and other Dodecanese islands off the shore of Turkey in the eastern Mediterranean. The Italian war was a signal to Hartwig's Russian-inspired Balkan alliance that their time had come to strike, and to preempt Austria. The pace of conflict was accelerating, the clashes began to overlap. The Italo-Turkish War started before the Second Moroccan Crisis was resolved, and now out of the embers of countless local blood feuds, the First Balkan War caught fire in 1912 before the Italian colonial war was concluded. Indeed, the main reason that the Turkish government accepted Italy's terms for concluding hostilities was its need to focus on southeastern Europe. There was a revolt in Albania, a border conflict with Montenegro, continuing guerrilla warfare in Macedonia, and, above all, turmoil in Constantinople, where opponents of the Young Turks briefly had come to power. As seen earlier, on March 13, 1912, Bulgaria and Serbia had been brought together by the pan-Slav Russian Nikolai Hartwig, who inspired them to take advantage of the Italian war to press their own claims against a distracted Turkey. Greece joined later. So, by verbal agreement, did Montenegro. Russia did not, at first, apprise France of what was afoot. Even later Russia did not keep France informed fully. But even St. Petersburg may not have been kept advised. Hartwig was running something close to a rogue operation. Izvolsky and other leaders of the Russian government denounced the dangers of Hartwig's incurable Austrophobia, and what the historian Dominic Levin has recently called his disloyalty to overall Russian foreign policy. The Balkan peoples harbored murderous hatreds against one another, and asserted rival claims to territories and frontiers, but they acted together in order to strike at Turkey before it could make peace with Italy. Mounting a crusade to free all that remained of the Ottoman Empire in Christian southeastern Europe, Montenegro declared war on Turkey on October 8, 1912, followed by its allies Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece on October 17. Turkey immediately brought the war with Italy to an end. The Ottoman forces were, to everyone's surprise, quickly and utterly defeated. They were driven from almost all of Turkey in Europe. In a month of lightning warfare, the Balkan states had practically brought the Eastern question to a close. This was a role that the great powers had always imagined that they themselves would play. Now they scrambled to make sure that whatever settlement was reached, by others, would not threaten their vital interests. Their task was complicated by a change of personnel. The foreign secretaries of Germany and Austria died, the foreign secretary of Russia resigned, and their replacements did not carry the same weight. In December 1912 a conference of ambassadors convened in London. 63 sittings ensued. Macedonia was partitioned. Bulgaria felt cheated of its share by Serbia and Greece. A peace treaty was signed May 30, 1913, but did not last. A month later, on the night of June the 29th to the 30th, Bulgaria turned against its former allies, Serbia and Greece, in a surprise attack ordered by King Ferdinand I without consulting even his own government. It led to the so-called Second Balkan War, in which Bulgaria was defeated by Serbia, Greece, Turkey, and Romania. The Treaty of Bucharest, signed on August 10, and negotiated by the local states rather than by the great powers, brought the First and Second Balkan Wars to an end. Austria-Hungary was taken by surprise. It had wanted to see Serbia crushed, hoping and believing that Turkey would win the First War and Bulgaria the Second, and might well have intervened to dictate different results had there been time. As it was, the Habsburg Empire feared for its future. The fears centered on victorious Serbia, and its sponsor, Russia. Austrian fears were not unjustified. During the Balkan Wars, Russia's new foreign minister, Sergei Sazonov, told the Serbian ambassador in St. Petersburg that we shall shake Austria to the foundations, and that in winning as much as possible in the peace negotiations we must be content with what we shall receive, regarding it as an installment, for the future belongs to us. It was Austria-Hungary itself, having annexed Bosnia-Herzegovina, that had provoked Russia and Serbia to seek revenge. It was possible that Serbia, which had doubled in size, and its allies Russia, and the forces of Pan-Slavism would continue their advance. Ehrenthal had upset the Balkan balance of power in 1908 in Austria's favor. Now Hartwig had upset the balance in Russia's favor. In turn, would the dual monarchy riposte? Or would Germandom continue to retreat before Slavdom?